So you want to make $100,000 a year in your business and you've been trying everything and yet you're still not getting the results you want. If this is you, be sure to watch this video until the end because the tips I'm about to give you is going to help propel your business a lot faster this year. Let's dive right into it. As an entrepreneur wanting to grow your business to 100K a year, there are only 3 things you need to master at this point. And the first one is creating content consistently. And you might say, Mai, I know this already. Don't you have any better tip to give me? Listen, this tip may seem very basic knowledge to you, and frankly it is. But the thing is, even with this basic knowledge, most people still get it wrong and it's causing them to lose more money in their business. Answer this question, for example. Is your content generating sales for your business? If not, then you're already doing it wrong. Content needs to empower our business instead of creating more stress and anxiety. So don't just create content for the sake of creating content. Make sure that what you create is aligned with your goals too. And you can do this in 3 ways. 1. Understanding your goals. What do you want to achieve with your content creation effort? Do you want to generate more revenue? Or perhaps you want to get more leads into your business? Or do you want to build a massive following and become a well-known figure on social media? Understanding your goals will actually help you create the content that your target market needs instead of just churning content that doesn't get you closer to what you truly want and causing you burnout. The second way to create content is, of course, to understand your audience. While it's important for your content to generate sales for your business or get you more clients, it's also important to know that your content is supposed to help your audience to solve a problem or a challenge they're facing and eventually give them a quick win. If they experience some quick transformation just by reading or watching or seeing your content online, it builds instant trust and that could lead to more sales for you in the long run. And the third way to creating content is a result of both 1 and 2. When you understand your goals and your audience, it's a lot easier to plan and create content that supports both your clients and your business. Win-win! And now that you know your goals, you can start listing down content topics that will support that goal and at the same time will be helpful for your audience. For example, if your goal is to get more clients, start sharing helpful information to your audience that showcases your expertise and authority. And now that you know how to master creating content that aligns with your goals, let's move on to the next thing you need to master to start making 100K a year, and that is building your audience. Now, the audience that I will be talking about here is your email list, the audience or traffic that you have full control of. You have to remember that we don't own social media and all of your followers there could be gone in a split second when something happens to any of these platforms or when they just decided to, shut it down. We've already seen so many nightmare stories about Instagram and Facebook shutting down or disabling people's account, and for this reason, you need to build a database of your very own audience that is fully independent of social media. Aside from this, having your own email list is like having a gold mine. You have better chances of getting seen and your inbox doesn't have that many competition as opposed to social media. In a typical social media platform, your content gets seen by 2% of your followers, and if they don't engage, it gets shown to even less. But with an email list, your content gets seen by at least 20% of your list, which is 10 times better than social media. So while you're creating content and showing it on social and any other platforms, you need to make it a point to gather people's email list in the process, and you can do this in 3 ways. 1. Having a lead magnet. This is typically a freebie that you give to your audience in exchange for their email address, and it comes in many forms. It can be PDF guide, an ebook, a workshop, a mini course, or a masterclass. Others sell a low-tier offer instead of giving a freebie because they want early buyers. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Choose which one you want to do and test which converts better for you. 2. Directing people to your lead magnet. For every content that you put on social media, make it an effort to have some content that directly points people to your lead magnet. Whether it's a freebie or a low-tier product, you need to let people know that you have something that might help them. This way, you can slowly convert your social media followers to your email list. 3. Collaborate. Set aside your ego and your competitive nature and start collaborating with other businesses. This helps you not only get seen with other experts in your field, but you can leverage their audience to expand your reach, and these also help boost your authority just by associating with them. But don't take this the wrong way, okay? I said collaborate, not use other businesses for your personal gain. there's a fine line between the two. When you reach out to other businesses, your intention should be to help them and their audience. Make it about them, not you. Now, if you want to dive deeper and learn more about how you can leverage your social media followers to also sell your products and services, you might want to check out my training about how you can turn your audience into paying clients. I'll share with you my 5-step sales system so you can sell your high-ticket offers with ease without feeling icky. I'll leave the link with you in the description below, so do check it out. So, now you know how you can master your content creation strategy and how to build your very own database of audience who are ready to buy from you. It's now time for the next thing you need to master to make $100K a year, and that is sales. People hate the word sales or selling so much that they feel icky and ugly about having to do it. But here's the thing, sales is an integral part of your business. And until you can learn how to embrace it and turn it into a positive thing that helps people, it's going to be more and more difficult for you to master it. So, the first step to mastering sales is being open to selling and being sold to. Because if you're only okay with selling and you're not okay being sold to, you've only accepted half of what selling is all about. It's a two-way street. You will sell and other people will sell to you, and that's okay. This is why I still entertain people on social media when they try to pitch a sale, because sometimes there are things I never thought I needed until someone pointed out to me, and for those people who extended to help way beyond what I was expecting, I'm super thankful for them. Sales doesn't have to be icky. It doesn't have to be pushy. Sales is meant to help our clients make the right decision for themselves, and you as the business owner is meant to help them on that journey. So to make this process a lot easier for you, I'll give you 3 of my tested sales strategies that you can start implementing right away and convert your audience into paying customers. Step number 1 is plan. You need to know how much you want to make first and then reverse engineer your strategy from there. Now, you might be hearing the term reverse engineer from so many people for quite some time, but frankly, there's a difference between saying it and actually doing it. It's easy to say, but to actually create a strategy to achieve it will take a lot of discipline, mindset, and consistency to make it happen. So if you're ready for it, here's what you need to do to start your planning process. First, list down all the things you need to prioritize, like groceries, food, utilities, rent, etc. You can add healthcare or self-care or clothing if you want. Then, identify how much you need to make every single month to live the lifestyle you want. So let's say, for example, you want to make $25,000 a month. That's your revenue goal. Then let's say you have a $50 product and a $500 service. In order to make your target income, you tell yourself, I can make at least 100 sales for the $50 offer, which will give you $5,000, which means you need $20,000 more to get to your target. But you have another offer, which is your $500 service. To get to your target, you're going to need to sell 40 of the $500 offer to get the remaining 20K. That's your average sales needed for the month. 140 sales, which means in 1 week, you'll need at least 25 sales of your $50 offer and 10 sales of your $500 offer, which would then mean you'll need an average of 3.6 sales of your $50 offer and 1.4 sales of your $500 offer every single day. Now, I know there's no 1.4 person, but indulge me for a bit so I can show you exactly what this means in the grand scheme of things. Now, what if instead having a $50 and $500 offer, you only have one $5,000 offer? Given the same 25K target income goal, you'll only need 5 sales a month, which means you only need 1.25 sales a week and 0.28 sales every single day. Given this bigger picture scenario, which one do you think is a lot easier to accomplish? Obviously, it's the $5,000 offer, but here's where the problem lies. Most people are scared to sell a $5,000 offer because they either don't believe in themselves, or they think they'll scare the clients away, or they don't know how to create a $5,000 offer. Don't worry, we'll have another video for that, so subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss it. Some are just plain, nah, it's not going to work kind of mindset. And it is for this reason that I want to add a bit of mindset shift when you're planning your revenue goals. You have to remember that when you sell anything, you're asking people to put their trust in you. Now, if you don't even trust yourself and your product, why are you expecting other people to trust and buy from you? Let that sink in. So, now that you have a plan, what's next? Step number 2 is to engage with your audience. Yes, engage in a whole different level. The old strategy for engagement is put out content and wait for people to like or comment or reply to your email. But these days, you can't make people to respond to you if you're not providing value for them. Remember, sales is all about trust, and people need to see you as the expert and the authority in your specific niche. You have to put out content that grabs their attention and make them stop scrolling because they saw something they need and it is something they want to have. For example, if you post freebie alert, get my new guide to generate 100K from your launch, click the link below. While it might attract some people to your email list, it isn't something that sparks a conversation, and building trust using this strategy will take some time. Because then you're going to have to build trust through your email sequence, which is a whole new different topic that we will cover in another video. Instead, turn that post or email into something that gets people to pay attention. Use quote cards or share a story. One of my favorite things is sharing a story that's related to my lead magnet, and by having people hooked on the story and how I made the transformation, they begin to trust me and my process. I find stories to be a bit more powerful than a one-liner asking people to get something. Ultimately, it's all about your attention-grabbing posts. So if you've done your homework on your content creation strategy, which we talked about in the beginning of this video, and you understand your audience well, you'll know exactly what type of posts will attract the right clients and make them say, "Hey, I want that. Can you send it my way, please?" One thing you need to pay close attention to is that might not happen right away, especially if you don't have the right lead magnet to capture your audience attention. Keep testing and see which one do they resonate the most with. So be patient because results might take time. Experiment and stay consistent into getting your market's attention because it's going to be worth the wait. And once your audience starts paying attention, that's your cue to move into step number 3, which is to qualify your leads, especially if you're a coach who sells a high-ticket offer. As early as now, you have to know that not everyone that comes your way will be a client immediately. So qualifying them doesn't only mean knowing whether they can afford your service or not, or whether they're the right client or not. Most of the time, it's also understanding whether the timing is perfect for them. There will be instances when even if they're ready to pay but they don't have the know-how and understanding to implement everything you teach, it's also going to be a difficult situation for you both because then they won't be getting the results they came to you for. So how do you qualify your leads? There's only one way to do it, and that is to ask as many questions as you can to understand what their needs are, their challenges, their goals, motivations, and their desires. Your responsibility is to create a win-win scenario for both you and your clients. So even if they can pay but you know they probably won't get the results they're looking for, it's still not a good fit. Qualifying, in my opinion, is helping your prospects come up with a decision that is right for them and for you to know whether it's a good fit for your service or not. And here's one piece of advice for you. Don't get into a commitment with someone who isn't a good fit for your business just so you can have the sale. I made this mistake when I was a newbie to the coaching world, and it was exhausting to help someone who isn't coachable and doesn't want to put in the work. While our mission is to help make things easier for our clients to get successful, we are not miracle workers. At the end of the day, they still need to do the work. So be mindful during your qualifying process. Take notes and ask as many questions relevant to your coaching process and what goals they want to achieve. Once you've qualified your prospects, the next step is, of course, to sell your offer to them. And I know you don't like sounding salesy and being pushy, so I created an entire sales masterclass which I'm giving for free. Feel free to get the link in the description below because it will change the way you sell your high-ticket offers. You're welcome. And with everything we talked about in this video, you're now equipped with the 3 things you need to master to get to your first 100K year. All you need to do is start taking action. So, which one will you start doing more of this year? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what your next steps will be. Thanks for watching. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.